Hello, welcome to Talking Couch Potatoes. Woo!
Hello. We're coming to you from our rooms because we're all in quarantine, but we decided we wanted to do this podcast just because it might be a way to make other people feel less alone. And I really like listening to podcasts when I'm doing work or when I'm doing something else to get myself motivated. So that's why we've decided to do it.
Right, here to
Oh, yes, me too.
Chicken.
Quick. Sky, are you okay?
I don't think she is. Breathe.
Quick disclaimer, at my house I have screaming younger brothers, so if you hear any screaming, it's probably going to be coming from my house, and no one is dying.
That's good. Another few disclaimers we have are the microphones. So the situation right now is we don't all have fancy schmancy microphones to get amazing quality for you, but we're using Anchor right now and our headphones and also singing silently apparently. But yeah, so the quality is as good as it's going to get. So we hope it's good enough. Okay, so we're going to introduce each other because we tried to introduce ourselves, but it was really awkward and very cringy, and we thought no one can listen to that. So we decided to do this again. Who should we talk about first?
You.
Okay, bracing myself.
Right, so one thing about Drew is she jumps at anything. She is so easily scared. It is so funny on our end, that is.
There doesn't even have to be a reason.
Well, definitely. Something in my brain is telling me to react, so it's got to be something. Otherwise, I am just insane.
Yeah, you are just insane.
Okay, I kind of don't want to admit to that, but
I gladly will. Drew is insane. I come up to her and said, "Hello, Drew," and she's been like, She has an amazing YouTube channel, so go subscribe to her and watch her lovely videos.
Drew's name.
Yeah, they call me Drew the Shrew, and I'm not allowing them to call me Drew Poo because that is just not okay on so many levels. I'll tell you my A levels quickly. I take animation, film, and English lit. So yeah, I think that's everything about me.
Yep, that's all you need to know about
in a summary. Should we move on to Kira?
Hello, I am Kira.
Kira is really sociable, and she has more friends than any of us. Yeah,
yes, combined.
Pretty much.
The A-level subjects I take are criminology, psychology, and film studies, which I take with Drew and Sky. And I also take GCSE English.
She also always puts a playlist on while we're on like FaceTime and stuff. So she has a banging 2000 playlist and is definitely the person to go to when you want to go have a jam out session. On to Sky. Evidently she takes film, but what else do you take?
Media and art.
In the time that I've known Sky, which is about 8 months, which is crazy, I can't even think about that. But I think Sky's had 3 different hair colours. She was like blue. And then it went slightly green, but it was still blue. And then purple. Mm-hmm. And then she went pink. And now it's kind of going blonde mixed with pink.
It was black before.
Yeah, she had black hair before, but you only knew her then, so.
Yeah, Amber.
Yeah, Amber.
God,
Amber. She has an obsession with babies.
Yes.
Demon babies.
Well,
not real babies. Okay, we have to put that in there.
Sky basically has this art method of her own, which is where she gets babies from charity shops. Well, not real babies, plastic babies. And then, I don't know if you guys have seen this on like TikTok and stuff, because now apparently it's a trend. But she redecorates them to look like scary, creepy dolls, which, yes.
I paint them.
It's very creepy. But it's awesome. A form of expression, so,
like true crime.
Not fake crime,
she is
true crime.
Actually, I have a good story about that. I first ventured into true crime when I was in I was in art in year 8 of secondary school, and I was looking at artists. It was about this piece, I think it was called Saturn Eating His Son, but it's about art, about cannibalism. And then I saw Albert Fish, who was a cannibal, and I was like reading his like a log entry of how he was eating someone, and I was like, whoa, yeah, and that's when my true crime.
So when you found someone that was a cannibal,
yes,
I can see why you were enticed.
Called Albert Fish.
So yeah, Sky's kind of the driving force behind the conspiracy theories. She's very into that sort of stuff. And when I did a poll on Instagram, you guys said you wanted to hear that sort of stuff, topic-wise. And then moving on to Amber. Amber created the intro for this podcast and the logo, but let me just put this out there. I drew the potatoes and I'm copywriting the potatoes. They're mine. Okay?
She drew the outline of the potatoes.
Yeah, so they're my potatoes.
Well, yeah, you got it from the internet, didn't you,
excuse me. Tracing is still okay. It's still art. Don't tell me it's not. You paint babies. Okay?
That's not the same as tracing, though.
But yeah, she's a pro in animate, so we know where to go when we need something animated. Let's just say that.
Amber is also known for her Darcys,
yes,
aka are her monkeys.
We've got
that she has a collection of.
We've got one featuring in the back.
All there is to know about me.
Pretty much all there is to know about Amber. Let's move on. No, what A levels do you take?
I take art, animation, maths, and physics.
Because she's crazy. She takes maths and physics. She's crazy.
I'm not crazy. You know,
Why?
Those are like the most popular A-level choices. Physics is actually interesting, right?
Physics is interesting.
Yes, it is interesting. It's not... Okay, everyone thinks about the GCSE when they were learning all the equations, but you know, when you actually do A-level, there are some interesting things that you learn, and it's not just boring, smart stuff.
Okay, but maths.
And I went to go to Tenerife, so...
Okay.
We also wanted to say kind of what we want to go on to do in the future, because I don't know, I feel like at this time everyone's really struggling on what do you want to do for university, and obviously now everything's kind of come to a standstill because you can't go to open days. It's really hard to boost our UCAS, and obviously mocks are a bit up in the air. We have to sit our mocks for our college, but I don't know about everyone else. In the future, I don't know whether or not I want to go to uni, but I do want to do something in film, maybe music, sound mixing / editing, something down that area.
I think with me, I know I sort of want to go to uni and get that uni experience, but I'm not really sure what I want to do, as I have social sciences and then film.
Yeah.
But I think at the moment film is more taking my interest.
Amber?
Okay, so I want to be an animator, evidently, as I'm doing animation, and I do animation in my spare time. I'd like to go to university, that's it. But I hope to go into 3D animation and see where it goes from there.
I would like to go to Bournemouth Arts University, I think. I don't know yet. Apparently it's hard to get into.
Obviously, university itself is quite challenging to get into, but I've looked into a few courses to do with arts and stuff, and I think they don't focus too much on your grades and look more on what you do in your spare time.
Your portfolio.
Yeah, not just a portfolio, but as well as stuff that you do for grades, like the drawings and stuff you do for grades, but also drawings and work that you do yourself in your spare time to show that you are passionate about it. What I need is minimum, I think, C's or D's, but that's only because I'm doing 4, which means it's not too hard to get into. It's just that they look into what I do in my spare time, whether I animate, whether I draw, whether I, have done certain stuff.
I would say, that relates to creative studies. I think there's a filmmaking course. I can't remember exactly. But within that, you get to learn directing, photography, sound, blah, 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 blah. You learn a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I want to focus on cinematography and directing, since I am very bossy and am a perfectionist. Yeah.
We all kind of want to do creative subjects, I guess. Unless Kira wants to do criminology or go down that lane. So I guess that's how we connected, guys.
Yeah.
Which will lead on to how we met. We all started college at the beginning of this year, and we were all new to the school, because obviously college isn't connected to anything lower. It's kind of starting fresh. But Sky and Amber did know each other because they went to the previous school together. We've got a couple of funny stories about that, actually, because Kira and Amber already knew who I was before I met them, but they didn't know what I looked like.
Well, I'd heard of you. You were mentioned to me for the first time the day before I met you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was weird, before? I think. Because we met on a Monday. It's either the day before or a couple days before.
Yeah.
It was really weird for me because they mentioned your name, and then the next day I sat next to you, and I was like, hi, I'm Drew, and I was like, who?
Because I sat down next to one of our other friends, and then Amber kind of sat next to me. She was like, oh, can I sit here? I was like, yeah, of course, but I was really nervous because I was like, oh my god, I really want to make some nice friends in my animation class.
The story of how I met Drew, before I went to the college we were at, a friend from my primary school had turned around to me and was like, "Oh, so you're going there too?" And I went, "Yeah." And she's like, "Look out for Drew," because we like mentioned that I was taking film. She's like, "Oh yeah, Drew's taking film too." So anyway, we sit down on the first day. I then hear my name on the register, and then after it goes Drew, and I literally turn around and Drew is sat right next to me. I'm like, "Wait, do you know Lucy?" And she's like, "Yeah." I just was like, how much of a coincidence it was that
I know that we were sat right next to each other.
it's mad.
I met Drew through
It was
Amber.
through Amber, yeah.
Amber, I think it was, and I thought she was really cool because I saw her
Wait,
YouTube
you
channel.
saw my
and I
YouTube
was
channel
like,
before
whoa.
you met me?
You met her and then you went
I
on
got
the
the
YouTube
time
channel.
structure
and then
wrong.
you were
Hang
like,
on.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. And then I was like, whoa, she's really cool. But beforehand, in the film, when our teacher was saying the register, I thought he said Gru. So I was really confused, and I was like, we have a Gru. I want to be friends with this Gru.
Did you actually think I was called Gru?
And I was like,
I didn't know that.
yes. So I was looking around, and I was like, who is Gru? Because you're sat behind me, so I didn't look, so I didn't know what you looked like. So I was just like,
in the
Gru
room.
in the room.
Sorry to disappoint, Sky.
I know, I'm so disappointed. Now I got Drew.
know.
Are you kidding me?
I know, it's awful. But yeah, when I first met Sky, I'm just finishing the rounds because I guess we've kind of done all my stories and then we'll move on to you guys's. But Sky was super cool and she wore all this like really cool like edgy clothing and I was like, whoa, she wears an oversized jumper and a massive long skirt and she can pull it off. And she has blue hair. And I was like, how am I supposed to go up and say hi? So we were on the train and I was like going to go up and be like, hi, I'm Drew. And then I like completely lost all my confidence and was like, nope, I can't. And then that same day, I think, Amber introduced us. Me and Sky introduced Kira to Amber.
Yeah.
It was such a strange thing because like, I can't believe we've known each other for 8 months. That just is crazy. It feels like we've known each other for a lot longer.
Yeah, I think,
but,
it's because we spend all of our time together at college.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, the escape room sort of bonded us together a lot more.
Broke that sort of barrier.
Because like we all saw everyone's real.
Everyone's? Do you just mean Drew's jumpy reactions?
Yourselves. I just mean Drew when I say this. No, actually, we saw everyone. We saw that Kira was very good, and then Amber was like looking at maths, and I was running around.
So
and
what we're trying to say is, if you are new to making friends, just go in an escape room. If you go in an escape room, you'll see each other's true selves, and then barriers broken, friendship made, lifelong, you know.
Exactly. And if you don't like them, then just trap them in the escape room.
The only thing I'm excited about 2017 is driving. I'm so excited. What if I'm a really bad driver?
I have a feeling that I'm going to have very bad road rage.
I'm scared to go in a car with Drew now that I think about it, because you jump at everything. So what if you jump and you actually slam on the
I'll be a cool, calm, collected driver. Don't you worry. I'll have your best interest.
A bird will fly past and you'll be like,
oh God, don't say that. Now I'm going to be like, oh. So, in the future, we've got a few ideas of what we want to do for podcasts and stuff. We also want to be a bit more interactive with you guys. So down below, we're going to leave our email. If you want to send us an email of any questions you want us to answer or any conspiracy theories you want us to answer, or you can drop us a DM on Instagram. We could leave like an anonymous link down, because you know how people sometimes want to ask for like advice or something, but they're a bit too like scared to say who they are. We could do that. Obviously right now is a really hard time for everyone, and if they need anything for us to talk about, or if they want us to talk about any particular topics, we kind of want to cover like a lot of topics.
If we're going to be talking about one specific thing, then you know it's going to run out and it's going to get a bit repetitive.
Yeah, I mean, from the topics, we're going to range from conspiracy theories to films, trending stuff.
A couple of upcoming podcasts that we are possibly going to be putting out there is some ideas of distraction and how we're staying motivated in this time. We also want to talk about docu-series because they're really trending at the moment. So if you guys would be interested in any of those sort of topics, then let us know in the comments down below or smash us a like. Also feel free to subscribe so that you are notified whenever we post a podcast every Wednesday. Just going to reiterate that. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and yeah, we'll see you next time, guys.